What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I've got a bit of a confession for you. I've been having a kind of a rough weekend. I mean, a guy named Daniel Keem, I don't know if you know him, he's like a little guy. He's been being very mean to me on the internet. And, you know, obviously I can't just put my cell phone down or log out of Twitter for the weekend. So I've been suffering greatly, and I didn't know what to do. I was considering all sorts of just terrible ideas.
What was that? Jesus! That's it. That's f***ing it!
I didn't know where to look. I didn't, you know, obviously logging off the internet and going and playing in the snow was not possible for me. And so fortunately, after spending hours and hours of researching online, it turns out that there's actually a great solution for me and for all of you who don't know exactly how to deal with mean words on the internet. Yeah, that's right. This weekend, Anita Sarkeesian's Games and Online Harassment Hotline opened up, and I called them and I used their service because I didn't know how to deal with Keem. Now, before I get into the rest of the video, please understand that there's nothing wrong with this service existing, okay? I'm going to poke a little fun at it. We're going to have a little fun together because of who's behind it.
In this way, the women as reward trope in video games becomes a mechanism through which male entitlement is taught and reinforced in our wider culture. Cognitively, it's strikingly similar to the expectation that if a man buys a woman a few drinks, then he's owed sex.
And ultimately, if somebody like Anita hadn't attached their name to it, I probably would have signal boosted this and been happy to. Because, look, people having more options to reach out if they're feeling like they don't have any, nothing wrong with that. But of course, that's not what this is. This is Men Bad, Internet Hotline, Gib Money Plocks, Anita Sarkeesian. So why wouldn't we have a little bit of fun at it? And again, look, there may be legitimate people using this service, and good for you if you get some help. Also, please don't bully these people. And this weekend I saw a picture floating around the interwebs. I wasn't even really sure what it was. I just saw, oh, here's Anita at PAX. I don't know how she continues to have all this money when she has her expensive Moroccan vacations. I see they're selling $15 socks. These comfy socks wanted to be here at PAX, but they weren't quite ready yet. However, like us, we can be available 24/7 for you soon. Pre-order a $15 pair of socks to support this hotline of, I'm sure, well-trained mental health professionals helping gamers with real-world problems like getting teabagged in CSGO.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Now, there's been a huge media push. You got Laura Hudson here. The hotline is launching early. Even if you don't need it now, it's a good resource to keep on hand for yourself or others. More info at gameshotline.org. And we're going to take a look at it because here's my primary problem here. If I want to get involved, how can I help? Well, I can give you money. Okay, great. I can volunteer. If you think you'd like to volunteer for the Games Hotline, great. There are a number of ways you can help us. Now, at no point does this website indicate anybody talking to you on this hotline is a mental health professional. In fact, there's no indication anywhere. We can see their story here. In 2019, video games had their own Me Too movement, as many brave individuals came forward with stories that made it impossible to ignore a shameful truth. The video game industry, like many others, has long been a place where men are mean to women and where privileged men have utilized imbalances in power to take advantage of female employees to harass them and then protect themselves from any consequences. What? What does this have to do with your online games hotline? So our story, your first paragraph is simply men bad. Now, I, as a man who suffered under the meanness of another kind of man, I don't know, biologically probably, I don't feel included here. I don't feel welcome to use your service. I just read the first paragraph on your website, and it would appear you don't like men. One factor that has enabled bad people to get away with such behavior is that for too long, the targets of their bad behavior have felt isolated, as if they had nowhere to turn. We started Games and Online Bad Behavior Hotline to ensure that anyone with experience as such can reach out to us to get whatever support they might need. Oh, I got my support. I'll share it with you momentarily. Whether it's just someone to talk to about what they're going through, or referrals to other resources to help protect themselves, or to take legal action. This initiative was spearheaded by advocate and activist Anita Sarkeesian herself, no stranger to online bad behavior in gaming culture. Anita has realized that men bad and bad men in video games was not just the result of a few bad men, but rather a systemic bad men issue. One that has been tackled by initiatives and resources specifically tailored to address the unique dynamics that exist in the bad men video games industry. Bringing her hard-earned personal knowledge and best practices for dealing with bad men to the table, Anita teamed up with Christopher Vu Gandin Lay, who has 20 years of experience with hotlines. Great. Okay, that's good to hear. The Games and Online Bad Behavior Hotline, working in collaboration with other experts in the mental health industry, none listed here, obviously, and social services, again, not listed. They've established the hotline as one part of the network of a new initiative to take on deeply entrenched bad men in gaming culture. So even though, if you read this paragraph, this whole about us, our story, right? This is about men. This seems like a service for women, clearly. You have somebody with some experience, so that's good. Very good. You have a link to WordPress VIP, whatever that is, takethis.org, and really no credentials. Nothing here. Resources, Time's Up, Legal Fund, Women in Film Hotline. What? Why is that the first? What about the self-deletion hotline? You should probably have that up near the top. Cybersecurity. So these people probably paid for advertising here. I don't understand. Well, fortunately for all of you, they've made a YouTube video with the overwhelming vast marketing reach of people like Anita Sarkeesian, Feminist Frequency, and everybody in the games journalism world has 1 subscriber and 23 views. Let's get educated on what this hotline actually does, because I'm curious.
Right. Pause the game just for a sec.
Okay, I'm pausing the game. Everybody pause the game.
Most of our gaming experience can be amazing.
Can be.
But let's be honest.
Okay.
There are problems.
Yes.
Toxic corners of the community, abuse, harassment, bullying,
Yes.
isolation, depression. Behind the avatar on your screen, a real person may be suffering alone in silence. It's not about the person you think has it worse than you, or the person you've heard stories about. If you or someone you care about is struggling, no matter how big or small it might feel, now you have someone to help and support you.
Okay, I have a real problem with this, okay? Again, this whole idea is rooted in what could probably be a fine service. But you're taking on some very serious mental health issues here. You're claiming you're going to be a source for them. And I'm not sure you have any true mental health professionals working for you.
That's what we're here for. The Games and Online Harassment Hotline is a text message-based, 24/7, anonymous, and confidential emotional...
It's not 24/7, by the way. They have limited hours, which, okay, that's a tiny nitpick, but it is not 24/7. In fact, it's open from the hours of 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. It's open for 5 hours, not 24 hours.
Have you suffered physical, sexual, or emotional abuse? You don't have to go through these things alone.
You can have an anonymous person with no level of known training help you through them.
The Games and Online Harassment Hotline is an inclusive resource for anyone.
Is it though? Is it inclusive? Because on your website, it sure sounds like it's not for men. I mean, the very first 2 paragraphs, you know, say that men are a huge problem in the video game industry and in the gaming. It doesn't sound inclusive to me.
If you feel that you need emotional support, you can start right
Identify.
now by texting support to 23368 and our
Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Seriously. Unless you really need help. And then I highly recommend you talk to an actual trained professional, not a staff of people put together by Anita Sarkeesian. Oh, wait a minute.
Hotlines have been proven to save lives. And so we believe
Is the last minute of a 4-minute video going to be telling me to give you money?
that keeping this hotline free for the people who need it is crucial. If you believe that too, we need your support to make
Oh, of course. All right. Let's get to why you're here. That's right. I contacted them because I was feeling cyber bullied. So I reached out yesterday evening. I said, "Hello, looking for help with doxing," just to see what their response would be, you know? No reply. "What are your hours?" No reply. Then I finally get an autoresponder. "Hi, you've reached the Games and Online Hotline. Our hours are currently 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you've reached us outside those hours, we'll get in touch with you when we have available hotline agents." I feel like it's a little disingenuous calling it a hotline. It's not. "To get started, what's your name?" So I'm now a part of some mailing list probably. "Jeremy." "Hi, Jeremy. Thanks for reaching out. What's on your mind today?" Again, this is autoresponder, clearly. I said, "Dogpiling." They reply, "I'm sorry to hear this is happening." Again, this seems automated. "Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on?" I said, "I made a joke that people on Twitter took out of context." And then I get, "It sounds like you made a joke that was misinterpreted for others, and now you're experiencing backlash. It can be frustrating when something you said is taken the wrong way." What? This is clearly an autoresponder. And then I responded, "It is. I didn't understand pronouns, and now people are calling me a bigot and worse." I wanted to see if there'd be some ideological, you know. Then I get, "Knowing that there are people that are mad at you because of something you didn't mean is really hard. Have things calmed down at all?" I replied, "No, I deleted the tweet, but people are still being mean to me." No reply. 2 hours later, I reply, "Problem is, it's Keemstar, and he's being mean to me, and he has a huge following." No reply. Oh no, whatever will I do? Another fine idea, poorly executed by the Grift Central team that is Anita. You know, I would honestly support something like this, both financially and by marketing it, if it wasn't run by somebody with such a terrible track record, and if it was run, you know, by agents with actual experience, as opposed to, yeah, we got this guy to stick his name on it, but who knows who's responding to these texts? By the way, most of them seem automated. If you're really in a tough spot, there are much better resources for you out there, and the help that they give has nothing to do with you being a man, woman, or anything in between, or a gamer or not. They don't care about this. This entire project is a virtue signal used by Anita herself to extract more money. I mean, we can look at this whole Twitter account has a grand total of 100 followers, and it's been here since October. We're at PAX East. Come find out more about our upcoming hotline in where? The Diversity Lounge. You can even pre-order our brand new cozy, comfy socks to help you feel supported every day. That's true. When people are mean to me online, I definitely go upstairs and I put on my favorite pair of socks, and everything gets better. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't call this hotline. Get actual help. We'll talk to you again real soon.